Welcome back. This is the Grinning Go to Lightforge podcast card preview for Forges of the Barrens, and we are doing Rogue.
We're doing Rogue. Yes. Okay. Uh, if you guys know anything about Rogue, you know that they, for many expansions, just don't get good cards because Blizzard doesn't like giving rogues good cards for the arena. Right? It's all of these combo constructed weird
Weird.
cards, and for one expansion at least, this expansion, they actually got a pretty decent card. We're going to start off with Oil Rig Ambusher. This is an A tier card. Oil Rig Ambusher is a 4 mana 4/4 battle cry, deal 2 damage. So that's like an unconditional Dark Iron Dwarf. If this entered your hand this turn, deal 4 instead. It's really freaking good. Like, even if you don't want to use it immediately, and a lot of times it's just so good that you want to use it immediately once it enters your hand.
When can you not use 4 damage?
Yeah, if you don't need 4 damage, like if you don't need it at all, then you're in a pretty good spot anyways. You're fine. But this is an A tier card. It's one of those where the base is already quite good because DID has that condition where it's like, well, it has to be put on minion. You can't split up the damage. This is like split, quote unquote, damage. And you can double the damage. So easy A tier card.
Yeah, like Fireflame Phoenix is good. That's a 3/3. They just added 1/1 to it, made it even more on curve, and then gave it a bonus to potentially do 4 damage. Like, this is a silly good card.
Yep. Okay. Now we have a couple of B tier cards. No B pluses, but we're going to start with B. This is Silver Leaf Poison. Silver Leaf Poison is a 2 mana nature spell. I guess it's
a poison.
Natural. It's a poison.
All the poisons are nature spells.
Give your weapon after your hero attacks, draw a card. So even if you are just putting it like doing a dagger and then you're doing the poison, it's a delayed arcane intellect.
For less mana.
Yeah, for 1 less mana. It's fine. Like, you're going to be attacking with your weapon anyways. Why not draw some cards out of it? It's a cheaper draw, but it is you're just doing stuff that you want to do anyways. You don't get the cards immediately. It's true, but it's still decent. It's a B.
Yeah. Card draw. Good.
Yep.
I don't know much else to say about it. It's just...
And then, yeah, there's a possibility of you getting other weapons, for example, and putting it on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. After that, we have Wicked Stab. Wicked Stab is a rank card. It's a 2 mana, deal 2 damage. Rank 2 is deal 4 damage. This is unconditional, but it just happens. You just deal 2 damage, and then you just deal 4 damage. So, which means after 5 mana, it's just an eviscerate that you don't need to like combo or anything. And then after 10 mana, it just deals 6 damage. It can go face, it can hit minions, but it's going face. That's fine. This is a solid card. Yeah, it's a solid card. So the only time in which you don't want to use it is before 5 mana, because it's just worse than eviscerate. It doesn't have that potential. And afterwards, it is either the same or just better. Like, it's the same in some situations, and in others, it is much better because you're not able to do the combo or anything.
2 mana fireballs. Who doesn't like 2 mana fireballs?
So it's a nice B tier thing, and rogues definitely want to get that damage in. Yeah. Rogues are not going to win the super long game. It doesn't want to win that. A card like this.
Wow, we're in the lackey world.
We're in the lackey world, but still,
rogues might win the long game.
You want to have that ability. You want to be able to have that pressure, and a 2 mana fireball at the end of the game is really powerful as well. Okay, B tier, we also have Apothecary Hellbrim. Apothecary Hellbrim is a 4 mana 3/2 battle cry and death rattle. Add a random poison to your hand.
Legendary.
Yes. So it's understated, but it's poison, and as you can see from the Silverleaf poison, it's good. It's decent.
Yeah, like poisons are all right. They're like
They're all
not
right.
better or worse than other cards.
Yep. And this perfectly goes into the next card, which actually, you know what? Let's talk about the other poison. Like, it doesn't exactly go in order, but I want to talk about the other poison.
Okay.
The next poison is Paralytic poison. This is a C. So this is a C tier. Paralytic poison is a 1-mana nature spell. Give your weapon +1 attack, and your hero is immune while attacking. The effect is a little bit small. It doesn't exactly do that, as much as you may want it to do, but it heals. Like, it's an effective heal, and heals are quite good for rogue. We talk about how important face damage is, so it's a solid C.
Yep. I have nothing really to add to paralytic poison. You just put the stuff on your dagger. You're not gonna have a lot of at least not super interesting weapons to put it on as rogue.
Yep. Okay. Next, we're going up a little bit. This is actually a C plus, but I want to talk about the poison first. Efficient Octobot. This is a C plus. 2-mana 1/4 mech. Frenzy. Reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. This is going to trigger a good amount of times. Like a good amount of times. You don't want you don't love 2-mana 1/4s, but reducing the cost of every card in your hand by 1 is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a solid C plus.
Yeah, this could be higher.
This could be
probably
higher.
A B. Let's move it to a B. This feels low.
Oh, you want it to be a B? Wow, you really like this card. I didn't think you would like it as much as you're talking about right now.
It's just it's powerful, but it's like super awkward, right? Not to like first, it does nothing if you get a lane, like literally nothing.
Mm-hmm. Literally nothing. Literally
like,
nothing.
You don't care about your reduction of cost or whatever. And then if you have it on turn 2, like you're daggering on turn 2 most of the time. And if you're not daggering, well, 1/4 is like worse than a dagger oftentimes. So you're essentially paying 2 mana to get the mana back like later. Like that's like fine, but it's just like the impact is low. Is what I'm getting at. But yeah, I mean, I suppose if you dagger, then you're not getting any cost reduction at all. Even if you do save the card, and you will get eventually like 4. Yeah, about 4 mana back, if not 5, depending on when this triggers.
Yep.
Yeah, let's make it a B.
I don't care. If you want it to be there, whatever. Okay, let's move on to the D plus. This is the other legendary. We got Scabs Cutterbutter. This is a 4-mana 3/3 combo. The next 2 cards you play this turn cost 3 less. This is a D plus here. People might look at this and imagine all the juicy.
Where are we? What card are we at?
D plus. Scabs.
Oh.
They might look at this and imagine all the juicy possibilities, but it's not going to happen that often. And it's like, yes, you could kind of semi-pop off. First of all, whatever you pop off with, it has to make up for the fact that this is a 4-mana 3/3.
In
so
the mid or late game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like first of all, this is a combo, so you got to play something else. What do you have, like 2 mana cards? So turn 6, you play something, then you got to play this. Then you have to play 2 cards that are 3 mana exactly to get 6 mana back. You probably don't have that. Probably pay like a 3 mana card and then a 2 mana card or a 1 mana card or something, and you get like 4 or 5 mana back. It's not like it's so much setup for like what?
Yeah, it's just a lot of setup. And remember, this is also like you don't always want to just vomit out on the board because you don't win purely by doing that. Like, we're very far away from the GVG meta where it's like whoever vomits the most on the board wins.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not even a guarantee that you can vomit out on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever scenario you're thinking of, once again, you're a dreamer. It's not going to happen as often as you think it's going to happen. Whatever ends up happening, it has to be you have to immediately try to make up for the fact that this is severely understated, like super duper understated, and also the stat distribution sucks. 3/3 suck, just period. And then after that, it's like great, like. And if you're saying like, "Hey, Merps, look what I did with 4 cards," I'm like, okay, look, like great. You played 4 cards, and this is what you did. 4 cards should get you a lot. Like being able to do all of this crazy stuff and having these 4 cards that work together in your hand, you should get a ton out of that in 2021 Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
And for this, you can get some, but that's great. If you're telling me like, oh man, like this 4-card combo or this 4-card whatever play should make this higher, I'm like, no, like that's actually crappy for kind of 4 cards and what they can do.
Like the problem with this card isn't, oh, you're not going to be able to do it. No, you'll be able to do it. You're just not getting much out of it. Like it feels like you're getting a lot out of it because you're doing all this stuff. But really, you're getting mana. You're not getting any extra cards. You're not getting any extra stats. You're not getting whatever. You're just getting mana. And at first, you have to make up for the mana you lose by playing this card. And then you gain some mana. And then you have to kind of make up for whatever cards you've had to hold to make this whole thing work, including this card itself. It's not worth it.
No. It's a D+. So it's not trash.
No.
And like a D+ doesn't mean undraftably bad. It's just not good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect for swings, right? Which is kind of what the meta's about. So that's why it has any value at all.
Yep. Next, D tier, we have Yoink! ! Yoink is a 1-mana spell. Discover a hero power and set its cost to 0. Swap back after 2 uses. This is one that I think is interesting, mainly because you basically don't miss an opportunity to dagger, really, because you can dagger on like 1 turn, and then you can use Yoink. You can discover hero power. You can use that hero power immediately. You can use it the next turn as well, and then it swaps back to a dagger. So you actually never really miss the opportunity.
Nor do you necessarily want to dagger every turn. That's not a thing.
I know you also don't want to do it, but like if you're afraid of any missed opportunities, you literally won't.
Yeah, like, but it's still 1 mana for 2 uses of a hero power that would normally be like 4 mana. So you're saving 3 mana over the course of 2 turns to do something crappy. Because hero powers are crappy. Like when they updated it and they got a new core set and all the power creep that's been going on, hero powers didn't change except for shaman. So
your powers are just worse.
Yeah, they're just kind of bad nowadays. So this is just kind of playing on more hero powers. You don't even get to pick each one. It's a discover. Who knows who you're gonna get? Like, I don't know. Think about it in paladin terms. You're spending 1 mana in order to get 2 1/1s over the course of 2 turns. Not on curve, most likely.
It's just a little bit small. Yeah.
Like, this is bad. Why it's tier D.
Yeah. I could see it as like a D+, but it's fine as a D. Okay, next as a D, we have Field Contact. Field Contact is a 3-mana 3/2. After you play a battle cry or combo card, draw a card. It's terrible bad on turn 3. It is so bad. Now, that's not the end of this story. Like, Field Contact is not just a 3-mana 3/2, in which case it would be like FFFFF. You could draw a card out of it later. Maybe.
It's not going to survive a turn, so you just do it on the same turn later. It kind of fits that same mode as like your Scabs cutterbutter, except rather than getting a mana discount, you're just getting more cards out of it. So it'll do its thing, but we've seen these kinds of cards before where, I think like Lock and Load where you do something later and then that lets you do more. Except unlike something like lock and load, it doesn't chain with itself, so you have to have it all prepared beforehand. It's not that hard to get battlecry or combo cards and prepare like a small chain, but you do have to set it up. You are holding cards, not doing stuff. Like there's too much cost to what it's doing.
Yep. All right. Last, we have an F plus. Ooh, look at that plus. This is Swine Tusk Shank. Swine Tusk Shank is a 3-mana 2/2 weapon. After you play a poison, gain +1 durability. You're not gonna get many poisons. You just aren't. And a 3-mana 2/2 weapon for rogue that has a natural hero power 2-mana 1/2 weapon. Oof.
Yup. I don't think we need to talk more about this. So a cry float over in chat just brought a really good point, which is that lackeys, evil miscreant is in this meta, which makes field contact better, I guess. But now you're talking about like multiple synergies. But yeah, if you have some lackeys, you put a field contact in, you could draw even more cards. While on the same turn that you use the lackeys.
You could. I don't think it moves it really. Like this is one of those things where if you have the tier list and we're doing the calculations of the algorithm and it calculates.
I don't know because evil miscreant triggers it 3 times potentially. Like, and it could do it on different turns, and evil miscreant is auto pick. So I think evil miscreant by itself actually like moves the needle somewhat significantly for this card that triggers on multiple ones, and those are 1-mana cards, 2 of them.
Use what? So you want to put out like a D plus?
Yeah, for this meta, maybe.
Sure. I don't really care that much. This is one of those things where you also want to. You can look at your deck as well,
Yeah.
And later on, if you have some bad choices, and this one you're like, oh, it's actually not that bad. It's one of those where you look at your deck and you'll easily be able to see that it's like, okay, this could be the pick here.
Like you need to somewhat reasonably be able to draw 2 cards with it, because if you're holding this card for that long, you need 2 draws for it to be like Yeti level. So you have to have some way of making that happen consistently.
Yep. Okay, that's Rogue.
All right.
They got pretty decent cards.
Really? You think? I thought this was like pretty bad for Rogue. They have Oil Rig Ambusher, which is amazing, but after that, it's like, what am I here for? Like,
they got some
Wicked Stab.
They got some B tier cards. I think Wicked Stab is just one of those cards in which it doesn't do anything fancy, but man, it's so good for rogues, right? Like just damage, whether to minions or to face, really faces, pretty important. Rogues have always had weird abilities to like draw, and Silverleaf Poison is like it just adds to that. But I think just riding their hero power a little bit more, having synergy with their hero power as with like these poisons, I think they're going to be okay-ish. Yeah, I don't think it was as bad as I think it is.
Yeah, I mean they have evil miscreant; they're gonna be fine, if not flat out overpowered. And they do have like individually powerful cards, right? Like Oil Rig Ambusher and Wicked Stab are just like deal damage to stuff. You always need to deal damage to stuff. So yeah, maybe I'm just looking at the bad cards and being like, this is so weird. But yeah, I think you're probably right. They do have enough support here.
Okay, cool,
awesome. That is Rogue. We will see you guys in the next video for Shaman. I want to give a shout out to David Attenborough Says, who's probably putting these videos up on YouTube tonight after we record these. If you're watching it on YouTube, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't know what YouTubers do. Brand new's been watching so much YouTube that I need to get that train in. Right, smash the subscribe button, hit the bell. There's apparently a bell somewhere for like notifications. We've been on YouTube for 8 years. Not for 8 years. Probably like 7. All right. Okay. We'll see you in back here for Shauna.